Welcome back to Three Rivers. Here's the starting lineup for manager Chuck Tanner's Braves. The Braves currently 11-27, 11.5 games behind first place Houston. Leading off in center field, Albert Hall. Batting second and short, Andres Thomas. Deion James in left field batting third. Dale Murphy cleaning up today in right field. Gerald Perry at first base batting fifth. Ken Oberkfell batting sixth today at third base. Bruce Benedict, the catcher, batting seventh. Ronnie Gann at second base, and Rick Mailer on the mound. As you get a look at Rick, along with pitching coach Bruce Del Kent. This is the lineup Rick will face. Barry Bonds will lead off in left field. Jose Lean will be at second base, batting second. Andy Van Slyke in center field, batting third. The cleanup batter will be Bobby Bonilla at third base. Sid Bream at first base, batting fifth. R.J. Reynolds in right field. Mike LaValliere catching. Al Pedrique at shortstop, and Bob Walk on the mound. Made a lot of changes. Actually, only Walk and Junior Ortiz are the only players that were here from August of '85.
So Hall leads it off. Peter Smith in Chicago tomorrow against Jamie Moyer, a 4:05 game. This one is underway. Hall runs up the bunt, takes the strike, 0-1.
Bob Walk, fastball, curveball, good changeup.
Curve misses down on in. He's always had great stuff. As he's gotten older, he has matured emotionally. He used to get upset anytime an error was made, anytime a good pitch was hit. He'd go a little bit berserk out there, but now he's calmed down and become a fine pitcher. Breaking ball stayed high. 2 balls and a strike. Hall, Thomas, and James in the Atlanta first inning. Foul tipped on a check swing, and the count evens up 2-2. There's the Pirates manager, and he's got reason to smile. His team is playing very well. They're 9 games over. The 2-2 pitch. Right under his chinny chin, and the count is full, 3-2. Willie Stargell coaches at third. Bob Skinner at first for Atlanta. Good crowd on hand, close to 30,000, I would guess. And Hall coaxes a walk to start the game. The Braves have broken out on top in each game of this series. They have nothing to show for it to this point. Andres Thomas, the batter. Thomas sitting at 243 with 3 homers, 18 RBIs. He has a 9-game hitting streak working. The Braves could be hit and running here. Hall 9 out of 12 in the stolen base department. Walk chases him back. Hall is running. LaValliere's throw. He is in there. His 10th stolen base of the year. The throw had to be perfect, and it wasn't. It was a good throw, but it wasn't perfect.
There you see Albert came up a little bit on the jump, and LaValliere, who won the Gold Glove behind the plate last year, makes a fine throw. Albert in. And the Braves have a guy in scoring position with nobody out.
Thomas waits. Started a swing, stopped in time. A ball and a strike to count. Curve caught the corner. A ball and 2 strikes. Hall gets a good lead at second base. They better keep an eye on him. He's liable to sneak on over to third. Walk checks the runner and deals. Fly ball right field. Reynolds waits. 1 out. Well, Thomas tried to do the correct thing. He took a shot at right field, but he popped it up. 1 out for Dion James.
Batting third, playing in left field, number 10, Dion James.
Walk and LaValliere talk it over here. Wonder what the Dodgers will do. I guess they could play Mariano Duncan in shortstop.
Duncan had a fine year in '85 when they won the division.
He has struggled lately. Well, that's a big blow for Tommy Lasorda and company.
Griffin driving in a lot of runs, too. Not hitting high for an average, but really hitting in the clutch, and as you said, the glue that kept that infield together.
In NBA play, the Hawks lead Boston by 4 in the second quarter. That's the somebody goes home after today's Boston-Atlanta contest. Well hit down the right side. Nobody's going to get to that ball. It lands fair. Hall isn't running. The ball has bounced over the wall, so he can come home anyway. It's a book rule double for James, and Atlanta leads 1-0. He doesn't pull the ball down the line often, but he did that time and got himself a double.
Well, Dion will pull some breaking balls. This is a curveball out over the plate. Dion really gets extended on it, and it just hits right inside the foul line.
So here's Dale Murphy, and another good start for Atlanta.
5th consecutive game the Braves have scored in the first inning.
Murph at 222 with just 12 RBIs. Walk bluffs back towards second. Nobody home. James scrambles back to the bag. Low to Murphy. 1 ball, no strikes. Hawks by 6 in the second period in Boston.
How can you keep coming up with those scores so quickly?
I got my IFB in my ear. Keep letting me know. It gives the producer something to do. Fastball is inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Gerald Perry waits on deck. Pickoff play at second. He got in there. Perfect throw has him, but short hopped it back to second base.
As you see Dion with his lead now, recognizes something's on. Lean beat him back to the bag, but couldn't come up with the ball. At the same time, Dion's hand reached the base.
Two balls and a strike. They play Murphy just slightly to pull, and they play him very deep, of course. Well hit into right center field. Van Slyke dives, can't make the catch. The ball is by him to the wall. A run is in. Murphy is around second. He's racing for third. He'll make it with a triple, and it's 2-0. Murph drives in his 13th run of the year. Braves have a double, a triple, a walk, and 2 runs here in the first.
See Walk's delivery, fastball out over the plate. Dale going that way well, the right center field. Van Slyke committed himself, and once you commit yourself on turf, you either make it or it's a double or a triple.
And Gerald Perry has a chance for his 21st RBI of the year. He leads the team in that department. Andres Thomas is second. Now they throw over to first, appealing that Murphy missed the base. They get no satisfaction there. Infield is back, but that's somewhat deceiving. In fact, now they move to a halfway depth. A sharply hit ground ball right at somebody. The Pirates would come home. Braves got 3 in the first last night. Have a chance to do the same right here. Perry hits it down the left field line. That'll fall for a hit. Murphy scores. Perry on his way to second. Bond's throw is offline. It's a double. The throw gets away, but Sid Bream does his job and backs up. So extra base hits all over the place here. A double for Perry, and it's 3-0.
Gerald, who goes the opposite field well, and when you go that way well, you get some hits to fall in. He didn't really get on top of that ball, but it sliced just inside the fair line.
So James pulled a double. Murphy went the other way for a triple. Perry went the other way for a double. It's 3-0. Here's Ken Oberkfell. Curveball low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. A right-hander up and throwing already in the Pirate bullpen. Scott Medvin, another former Giant, up and throw. Breaking ball is low. 2-0. Perry edges away. Serve is high. 3-0. Perry 11 out of 15 in the stolen base department, so keep an eye on him. Now they'll go ahead and put Oberkfell on. Second walk, by walk, this one intentional. First and second, 1 out. Ray Miller, the Pirate pitching coach, on his way to the mound to talk with Bob Walker. And Bruce Benedict will be the batter, hitting at 182 with 1 RBI. Medvin throwing hard out there. He's ready if needed. Benedict has a tough time getting into the groove because he plays so infrequently, and when he doesn't play often, the result is a lot of ground balls off his bat to the left side, primarily to the third baseman. Let's hope that doesn't happen here, because he's got a chance to do some damage. Perry at second, Oberkfell at first, 1 out. 2 walks, 2 doubles, and a triple for Atlanta in the first, and they're still hard at work here. One ball, no strikes. Runners are going. Swung on, grounded foul past third. Braves playing a little hit and run, but Benedict fouled it away.
In that particular situation, if you can get a couple more guys in scoring positions and open up a hole, you can go up 5-0. And you can almost put the game away in the first inning, although last night where he scored 3 and didn't put it away, the Pirates came back and scored 3 in their half of the first.
The count is a ball and a strike on Bruce Benedict. Now he's in the hole 1-2.
Walks only 3 and 6 against his former teammates and not doing real well at the moment.
He goes for the Rosenbag. He's a big guy out of California. 6'5", 215-pounder.
Sorry, walk is 3 and 4 against his teammates.
He bluffs back towards second. You know that play where they, with runners at first and third, where they bluff to third and then throw to first?
Uh-huh.
The only time I ever saw that have a chance to work, Bob Walk was pitching for us. He had the runner picked off first, clean as a whistle, threw the ball into the bullpen, and both runs scored. The 1-2 pitch. Runner's going. Pitch swung. Line fair into the right field corner. 1 run is in. Benedict on his way to second. Oberkfell being waved. The throw toward the plate is cut off by Bream, and it's 5-0. Another Atlanta double. They did it with a hit and run on, and as Billy said, it added an extra run. 5-zip the score. Benedict now with 3 RBIs on the year. 2 of them today.
Here we get a look at Bruce really going after the ball, really staying with it. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. You don't know whether it was a straight steal or a hit and run. It looked like a hit and run the way he went after the ball. And fortunate to keep it inside the bag at first base and pick up his 2nd and 3rd RBI of the season.
Here's Ron Gant. No use stopping now. Curve on the corner. It's 0-1.
At the very least, you'll bring the pitcher up in the inning.
Curveball did not bite. Sailed over his head. 2-0. Dutch runner, left hands, a new ball into play. Curve into the dirt. This is like the free bar at the hospitality suite. Doubles and triples all over the place.
You're good.
Fastball on the corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 5, 4, and 0 for Atlanta. 3 doubles and a triple.
Which reminds me, after today's game, we have day games in Chicago.
I know. Full count on Gant, 3-2. If he loses him, it may be. Bob might be at the barbecue early on this Sunday afternoon. Hit to short. Pedrique fields. Looks the runner back. Throws him out. 2 down. Rick Mailer, the batter. Mailer hitting .059. And struck out last week against Jose Oquendo, which I remind him of on a daily basis. 0-1 the count.
That was a nasty split finger delivery by Oquendo.
I think he probably loaded it up. Still goes down as a strikeout. Brian Downing has homered to give the Angels a 1-0 lead over the Red Sox in the 3rd inning. Good breaking ball. It's 0-2. Benedict at second, 2 outs. Benedict no longer at second, 3 out. Walks for a strikeout, but 5 runs score on 4 hits. No errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom half of the first inning. Braves 5, Pirates coming to bat. We go to the bottom half of the first inning. Bonds, Lind, and Van Slyke will be the first 3 against Rick Mahler. Mahler now 3-4 for the year. His earned run average down to 4.06. It was pretty far up there a couple of weeks ago, but he's pitched much better in recent days.
Well, he's coming off 2 good appearances, the 8-inning stint in a 19-inning game at St. Louis and a victory in Cincinnati on his next start. Though you look at the numbers. Pretty impressive stat, only 2 home runs in 51 innings.
And Barry Bonds will lead it off against him. Rick got a great chance for a victory here. He's been staked to a 5-run lead. We're in Chicago tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Leading off with the Pirates.
Peter Smith against Jamie Moyer tomorrow. Tom Glavine against Al Nipper on Tuesday. And hopefully Zane Smith against Rick Sutcliffe on Wednesday. Zane threw a little bit before the game today. He said it felt better, but it's still not good enough. So he's been erased from the start he was to have on Tuesday. Hopefully by Wednesday he'll be ready to go. If not, I guess Kevin Kaufman will. Bonds at 264, 10 homers, 16 RBI. Mahler throws him a strike and we're underway.
That off day Thursday should help the Braves pitching rotation.
Down and in. 1-1 the count. Let up, hit on the ground to Perry. He'll take it himself, 1 out. Bonds is retired. Jose Lind is the batter. Lind at 251. He's driven in 12 runs, 1 of them last night. To him is called. Halftime in Boston. The Hawks trail by 1. 59-58. Hit on the ground to second. An easy play for Gant. 2 out. Andy Van Slyke is the batter. He had a 3-run homer last night, struck out 3 times as well. He's hitting 258. Mahler goes to work. That's low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Sharply hit right at Gant, and a very easy inning for Mahler as Perry kept his foot on the bag after a terrible throw from Gant. No hits, no runs, no errors. No one left. We've played an inning, and the Braves enjoy a 5-0 lead. Braves sent 9 men to the plate in the first, so Albert Hall starts again in the second. Curve strike, 0-1. Mets now up by 4.5 in the National League East. Houston by a half game over the Dodgers in the West. Yankees by a half over Cleveland. Oakland by 7 over Texas. In case you didn't get to check your paper this morning, that's the way the standings look. Ball and a strike to count. Hall hits it to first. Bream backs up. Pitcher covers. Close play. 1 out. Andres Thomas will be the batter.
As you get a look at Sid Bream backing up on the plate, sometimes you have to back up on the ball, especially on turf. Shovels it to walk. Who's a half a step quicker than Albert Hall.
We got some special viewers today we want to say hi to. Steve Brooks and the CNN crew down in Panama watching the game today. You all be careful. Keep up the great work. 1 ball, no strikes. The count to Andres Thomas. Two and out to Andres. He flied to right his first bat. We have pregame shows for you Tuesday and Wednesday from Chicago. That's always exciting. Well hit off the bat of Thomas. That ball is going to take off and roll. It bounces off the top of the wall, and Andres stands at second. That's a 4th double of the day for the Braves, and a triple. Number 7 on the year for Thomas. And they're back in business in the 2nd inning.
Let's take a look at this one. Walk. Fastball out over the plate. Thomas, Skip has mentioned a few times since opening up his stance, has really started to hit the ball. Drills this one in the left center field gap.
Talk about Andres changing his stance. We don't talk about the fact that Deion James changes his, because his is different every time he bats. Fouls that away. 0-1. He's a man of 1,000 stances.
Beginning part of the year, Deion was away from the plate. When Clarence Jones came up, he got Deion closer to the plate. And as you said, it's a little hard to try to decipher his stance because he'll come up with a few during the course of a game.
Fastball inside.
But whatever stance he has there, it's been effective the last few weeks. He's had his average climb up to 271.
Hooking foul down the left side. A little tough to pick the ball up off the bat today, so you can probably see this game at home better than we can here at the ballpark. A ball and 2 strikes. The count on James. Into the dirt. It gets away. The runner can't get it up. Thomas was never sure where that ball was because it rolled behind. He couldn't see it. And that hesitation cost him a base. Fouled away, a breaking ball. It's still 2-2. Dale Murphy waits on deck. James doubled in a run his first time. Thomas, James, Perry, and Benedict have doubles in this game. Murph has a triple. Braves haven't bothered with singles or homers today. It's all been doubles and triples. The 2-2. Base hit right field. Here comes Thomas. Throw toward the plate. Will be cut off. It's 6-0. Deion's second RBI. He'll be fined by his teammates. He only got a single.
As we see Deion, looks like a fastball out over the plate. Evidently, Walk doesn't have as good fastball as R.J. Reynolds throws, and Andres Thomas slides way ahead of the throw.
It's 6-0. The bullpen busy again for the Pirates. I assume that's Nedvin up and throwing again.
And that's Ray Miller on the right. There is Medvin.
Throw to first sends Dion scrambling back. Held up. The breaking ball was outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Old friend of ours, Terry Hansen, looking in today down in Jacksonville. Former TBS executive, now director of television for the PGA. And he's a terrible golfer. Curve, swung and missed. And Terry used to be an executive producer, but now he's found an honest way to make a living. Ball on the strike, the count. Six nothing Atlanta, second inning. Braves trying to go to 3-6 on the road trip with 3 to go. Hit into the hole. Pedrique has it. Goes to second. He's out there. Bang, bang play. James almost beat it. So Murphy hits into a fielder's choice for the second out of the inning, and Gerald Perry the batter.
You see Pedrique, he was just called up when Belliard went on a disabled list and just ahead of the sliding Dion James.
Perry waits. Little tap towards second will end the inning. Lean has it. And the inning is over, but the Braves add a run on 2 hits. They leave 1. We go to the bottom of the second, and Bobby Bonilla will lead it off. Fly ball center field. Hall broke back. Now comes in. 1 is out, and here comes the disclaimer. A highlight of our programming day on TBS.
This telecast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Atlanta National League Baseball Club and is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or the accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Atlanta National League Baseball Club is prohibited.
Beautifully done.
Thank you.
Now that little nerdy lawyer up in Washington that works for the FCC and has to listen to every game to make sure we do that can go do whatever else he does with his time. A ball and a strike to count to Breen. Two balls and a strike. 6-0 Atlanta. The Pirates are 16-5 here at Three Rivers. The Three Rivers are the Ohio,
The Allegheny,
and the one I can't pronounce,
Monongahela.
Monongahela, which is an Indian word meaning lined on the third base line, fair into the corner. Another double in this game. This one off the bat of Sid Bream. First base runner for the Pirates. Bream strokes his 11th double of the year.
Well, this should make Bream feel good. The Pittsburgh papers have been on the first base production, feeling that Bream, Milligan, they've got about 3 in the minors, aren't driving in enough runs. Diaz also plays first base. That time, Bream goes to the opposite field with a pitch for a double.
R.J. Reynolds, the batter, hitting .235, 3 homers, 20 RBI. And where our research department is hard at work trying to find out what Monongahela means in whatever Indian dialect that word derives from.
I would have told you, but I'm still looking up Okeechobee.
That means useless or producer. A ball and a strike for count. The research department has found out about Monongalia hitting. Our staff tells us it means have a nice life. Our staff is really something. 1-2 to count. Sharply hit, but right at Gant. Runner at third, but 2 out. Mike LaValliere, the batter. He's hitting .308. This guy is a tough hitter.
And he's hitting .400 with men in scoring position, 10 for 25.
Al Pedrique moves on deck. When you move on deck here, you don't move very far. It's about 1 step out of the dugout, and you're in the on-deck zone. Look out. Up and in. 1 ball, no strikes.
If you have a team fight here, you don't have to take but about 3 steps to start throwing.
Not much foul territory in this ballpark. They've done a good job of the upkeep here. It's really a pretty place. 2-0.
And they've really tried to bring back a lot of the tradition of the years. The Pirates have a lot of tradition. And of course, you can go back to Mazeroski hitting the home run at Forbes Field and the great Pirate teams of the late 60s and early 70s.
Ralph Kiner back in the 50s, banging him over the left field wall and into what was called Kiner's Corner. One of the great all-time third basemen played here many years, Ty Trainer. And of course, the great Roberto Clemente, the late great Mr. Clemente. That caught the corner. It's 2-1. It's been a good baseball, Tom. It looks like it might be again. They are taken with this young ball, folks. That caught the inside corner. It's 2-2. The payroll is down and the wins are up here in Pittsburgh.
Well, the payroll is going to go up again because a lot of these guys are eligible for arbitration next year. Bonilla, Bonds, Breen.
Up the middle, Gant to his right has it, should throw him out. Low throw, Perry digs it out, and the inning is over. Gerald has saved Ronnie a couple times today. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, and 1 left. We've played.
Hey, thanks. Skip. Ken Oberfeld will lead off the third. The Braves have it a third. It'll be Obi, Bruce Benedict, and Ronnie Gant. 6, 7, and 8. Obi takes the ball outside. Obi was intentionally walked and scored in the first inning. The Braves 5-run first inning. 2 balls. Ken currently hitting at .223 as 25 hits and 112 at-bats. A couple of home runs, 10 RBIs. Wanted to wish his daughter Tammy happy birthday. Check swing foul. A happy 7th birthday. Hopper Pedrique to bring 1 away. Bring up Bruce Benedict. Bruce hitting in the 7th spot, had a clutch 2-run double down the right field line his first time up. As you see his average and his RBIs. RBIs 2 and 3. For those of you just joining us, the Braves led it off. Albert Hall walked. With 1 out, Deion James had a ground rule double to right. Dale Murphy tripled to right center. Both of those driving in a run. Joe Perry doubled in a run. 1 ball, 1 strike to Benedict. Ken Oberfeld was intentionally passed, and Benedict finished up the scoring with an RBI, 2 RBI double to right field. The Braves continued in the second inning. Thomas doubled, and James singled him in. As Benedict fouls the off-speed pitch back. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, our crew claims that Monongahela means have a good life, but a gentleman just called from St. Petersburg, Florida, says Monongahela means river of falling banks. I don't think that refers to the stock market. I think it's like the river banks.
Makes sense. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Tell you what, this is educational television we bring the folks here day after day.
We really have, haven't we? Curveball, line down the left field line. Binds. Bonilla puts out of play. Now, should I continue to challenge him and ask what Okeechobee means?
Sure, go right ahead. Our staff can handle that. Hal Galima, Laurie Burns will have an answer to that by mid-November.
Must be tough for them coming up with pertinent information, then have to further educate the folks. The 2-2.
They make big money, though. They're happy to oblige.
I'm waiting for them to start screaming in our ear.
They are.
Walk delivers again. The 2-2 to Benedict. Fastball. Strike 3 call, says Dutch Renner.
He just froze him with a fastball. Bruce must have been looking for the breaking ball. Fastball right down the middle.
Either that or it's in a position where you can't hit it anyway. Catching the outside part of the plate, running away from you. 2 outs of Ronnie Gann. Ronnie grounded to short his first time up. Had his average over 200. Now he's back down on the interstate, 198. Quite a few RBIs per hits, though. Walk misses low. 2 balls, no strikes. Catches the outside part of the plate. Gant and Kaufman, 2 Victoria, Texas natives, will meet another, or have met another Victoria, Texas native, Drayback. Doug Drayback also he didn't attend the same school, but from Victoria. There's a look at Doug. The 2-2. Henrique, another play. Over to Breen. And walk. Finally gets the Braves out. 1-2-3. In the Braves half of the 3rd inning. After 2.5 from Three Rivers Stadium, the Braves 6, Pirates nothing. Strike 1. Henrique, originally a Met from Aragua, Venezuela. Takes a ball outside. Now lives in Carabobo, Venezuela. A lifetime .294 hitter. It's a little deceiving. He has only Mailer. Quick pitches up the middle, base hit. Coming into this year, Henrique had only 252 at-bats. Came into the game hitting .203. Has increased his average. Bob Walk won't see the plate. Looks like John Cangelosi. Left-handed hitter, originally with the White Sox. You see his average there. So Bob Walk is through for today. You saw the hit that Henrique got off Mailer. I guess now Rick's been around. When you send your advanced scouts around, they will warn their particular clubs that, yes, Mailer will quick pitch. And evidently it wasn't a surprise of Henrique. He was right there and singled it right up the middle. Cangelosi takes a strike on the outside part of the plate. Count evens at 1. There's Al Pedrique at first base. Nobody out. Pirates down by 6. Mailer delivers.
So are the Hawks, unfortunately, in the third period.
I've really got to figure out how you keep monitoring that game so closely.
Our staff, our research staff, is doing a great job.
You just got to look at on-deck batter Barry Bonds. I worked with his father, Bobby. Please excuse me for saying Bobby so many times. And the pitch. Foul down the left field line. 2-2 to count. Cangelosi was a starter for a while with the White Sox in '86. Hit .235, 2 homers, 32 RBIs, and 50 stolen bases. Last year had 21 stolen bases and only 182 at bats. The 2-2. Bounce to the right side. Gant bobbles it. Everybody's safe.
I haven't been around all week till yesterday, but the last 2 games, at least, Billy, he's had an awful time out there at second base.
His fielding woes have really been more of the throwing variety. You see the ball come up on him. Sometimes when you have, we've talked about the turf being worn, and this is by no means often as an excuse, but when you have the worn AstroTurf, it tends to be a little faster, and sometimes it'll gain speed. That's what appeared to happen on that play. Barry Bonds, the batter, swings and fouls one by the feet of Tommy Sant, first base coach. Gene Lamont, the third base coach. Coming into the game, Bonds was 14 for his last 42. That's a .333 clip. He awaits the 0-1. Count evens. So the Pirates down by 6, trying to get back into this ball game. Came off a 5-game trip where they really weren't hitting the ball well, hitting in the 160s. Mailer misses inside. Oh, no, he doesn't miss inside. One ball, 2 strikes. Bonds, as I did, thought that pitch was inside. Dutch Renner said it caught the corner. Pedrique at second. Cangelosi at first. Nobody out. 1-2 to count. The leadoff batter, Bobby Bonds. Barry Bonds. Count evens at 2.
You know what I'd do if I were you? Just call him Bonds.
I should have figured it out by now. His father was a right-handed hitter, and Barry's a left-handed hitter, and they both lead off with a lot of home runs. In fact, his father has the lead, I believe, for leadoff home runs. Henderson chasing it, but Barry has 12 leadoff home runs in his career. Off-speed delivery is high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pedrique at second, Cangelosi at first. Nobody out. Ground ball to right side. Perry to Thomas for 1, and that's all they'll get. So scored at 3-6. It's a 3-6 builder's choice.
This was the easiest play for Perry and the best play. No chance of a double play. It wasn't hit that hard. Keeps the double play in effect as Leans stands in.
Well, what you want to do in that situation is get somebody out. You start an inning off with a 6-run lead. You have the 6-run lead as Jose Lean awaits the first pitch. And drives one in the right center field for a base hit. Pedrique scores. It goes to the wall. Bonds is being waved around third. The throw comes into third base. So Jose Lean drives in his 13th and 14th runs of the season, all of them here at Three Rivers. And the Pirates now trail 6-2.
The pitch was up in his eyes, up and in a little bit, and the inside out of the ball. Hall came within an eyelash of cutting it off. But when it got by him, you knew both runs were going to score. And despite a strong relay throw, Lean makes third.
Well, with 2 outs, with 1 out, 2 runners in, Andy Van Slyke, the batter. The Braves infield is back. Going to concede this run. Strike 1 on a curveball. Van Slyke, the hero of last night's game, a 3-run homer that opened a 3-3 game. As you see, he's been knee-deep in Rick Mahler. Count evens. Van Slyke currently hitting at .256, originally from Utica, New York. He awaits the 1-1 pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jose Lean at third base. 1 out. Pirates batting their half of the 3rd inning. 3-1. Line drive, base hit. Lean scores the Pirates' 3rd run of the inning. And they trail now by only 6-3.
Mahler almost catches this ball. Look how close he comes. Missed it by an eyelash, and it just got by Andres Thomas.
And now there's some stirring in the Braves bullpen. Looks like Charlie Palaio is starting to warm in the Braves bullpen. There's a look at Charlie. Bobby Bonilla, who leads the National League in almost everything to batter. Swings and fouls the fastball back. Bonilla currently hitting .329. He's 3rd in the National League. He's in the top 10 in 10 offensive categories. He's tied with teammate Barry Bonds, Darryl Strawberry, and Andre Dawson with 10 home runs. Fouls this one down the left field line. Quickly, Rick Mahler's ahead of the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Shortstop Rique, Alpe Rique, started the inning off with a single up the middle. Pinch hitter John Cangelosi reached on an error with 1 out. Jose Lean tripled to right center field, and Andy Van Slyke just scored him. 6-3 Braves. The 0-2. Bonilla staying at the plate like he had another at bat. Strike 3 call on the inside part of the plate. I think he started to have a word with Dutch Renner and then went back to the batter's box, or went back to the dugout.
He thought it was inside, but it apparently just did nip the inside corner.
One on and 2 out for Sid Bream. Sid had an opposite field double his first time up. Mahler misses inside. A double was Bream's 11th. Places him 4th in the National League in doubles. Mahler misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs. Skip Carey and Billy Sample with you. Braves 6-6-1. The Pirates 3-4-0. The Pirates getting all their 3 runs in this inning. The 2-0. Foul down the left field line. Oberkfell gives chase, but it's about 10 rows up.
End of 3/4. Boston 84. Atlanta hanging tough. They have 82.
Well, that game will be over before ours will be over, so we'll obviously keep you posted. Mailer set for the 2-1. Green lines one to Thomas at short. Over to Gant for the force. And the Pirates are out of their inning, but it was a productive one for them. They scored 3, and after 3, they trailed the Braves 6-3.
In '83, he was traded to San Francisco, and then he was traded to Pittsburgh. High pop behind third should be caught by Pedrique. And he does in foul territory. Mailer fouls to the shortstop behind third. Now Albert Hall. Medvin was traded to the Pirates with Jeff Robinson in that big trade in August of last year, in which Rick Ruscio went to San Francisco. And then he was drafted by Houston, and they returned him. He'd been pitching with Buffalo, where he was 1-0 and an ERA of 1.46. Albert Hall fouled it off his foot. Albert is walked, and he's grounded out. Chuck Tanner is now out arguing, and what he might be arguing was that I'm not sure whether it was fouled off the bat of Albert Hall or he offered at it. He might have offered at it and missed it, and then if it hits you, just tough.
Well, we'll take a second look here. It's a breaking ball. Didn't look like it hit the bat at all, did it?
No. So he was offering at it. That's a strike. And if it hits you, you just got an ow-wow. It's just like if you swing at a ball inside and miss it and hit you, that's just a strike. Tanner wanted an explanation. Boston 86, Atlanta 84, end of the third. Hawks are hanging tough. They had a good first period. Albert running up again, almost got hit again. Crowd today has got to be 25 to 30,000. Yesterday we had 21, and on Friday 18, on a beautiful day for baseball. Their attendance is up naturally because they played winning baseball. 3-1. Bob Walk went 3 innings. Had a bad outing for him. His ERA was 1.8 coming in. He allowed 6 hits, 6 runs, earned 2 walks, 1 intentional, and 2 strikeouts. Time has been called now by Dutch Renner. They want that light off in the booth. Someone saw that. I guess it bothered someone on the field. At night, we've seen that happen a lot, but during the day, we haven't seen that request that often. Strike call. All right, a little two-step there. There's a bouncer up the middle. Going to be handled by their second sacker just in time. Jose Lean. Bobby Bonilla always does a little dance before the pitch. Says it relaxes him. Here's Andres, and the pitch is outside. Curveball outside. And the 2-0. Well hit left field, but it's going to be handled by Bonds just short of the track. Thomas, who doubled in the second, lines to left for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 6-3 Atlanta.
Budweiser and Bud Light join with USA Today to give baseball fans something new. Now, for the first time, you can also pick up an official All-Star fan ballot free wherever you pick up Bud or Bud Light. Vote for your favorite Major League players. Then, test your baseball trivia and win valuable prizes.
Answers are in USA Today every day.
So fans, settle back with a cold Bud or Bud Light. Vote for your favorite All-Stars and be part of a baseball tradition.
Mitsubishi knows you want a truck to be tough. But we also know you want more for your money. Mitsubishi Mighty Max trucks give you more. Up to 2.6 liters of power, a 5-speed stick, more standard features for less than Toyota, Nissan, or Mazda. Even the lowest priced macro cab. The new Mitsubishi Mighty Max trucks. Mitsubishi, suddenly the obvious choice.
Alpha team, aggressor tank spotted.
In a battle drill, you need horsepower, firepower, people power. That's teamwork.
Moving tank, direct front, shoot down.
This team uses a computer, thermal sight, laser rangefinder.
Fire! Yeah! All that you can.
We win, the whole tank wins.
R.J. Reynolds will lead it off. Pete, the Braves have led in every game.
Disturbing patterns in this series. The Braves have scored in the first inning in all 3 games in the series, and the Pirates have bounced back. A few more runs early today with a 5-run first, and it was a 6-0 game at one time, but now it's up to 6-3.
They blow this lead, I'm going to be forced to have a wine spritzer tonight. We've got a good contact for a restaurant. I think Skip can get us in his dad's restaurant.
I hope so.
Strike called. 3 games with the Cubs, and then next weekend we're back home against the St. Louis Cardinals. Reynolds is 0 for 1. Grounded to second first time up. Hit foul someplace. Want to send Charlie Finley a wire and tell him to go down the cellar and see if he can find a dozen orange baseballs. He could market them again for faded AstroTurf orange balls. A strikeout, and that is the second by Mailer. Mailer going for his 4th straight win.
That looked like a curveball, that off-speed breaking ball that Mailer throws. He's also been throwing a straight changeup a little bit more in his last few games.
He could reach back and get about a half a dozen pitches. He's discarded his knuckleball. Strike called on Lavalier, who's batting about 400 with runners in scoring position. Had a sac fly last night. Popped it up. Should be handled by Perry or Gant. Gant says, I'll try it. And the youngster makes the catch. 2 away. It was a rocky third for Rick Mailer. Maybe he can settle down now. He's got 2 outs here in the 4th. Here's Pedrique, who singled and scored in the 3rd.
They've got Bob Kipper up in the Pirate bullpen. If Pedrique reaches, we'll probably see a pinch hitter for Medvin.
Strike call. The Pirates are 4.5 back of New York coming in. They're 4 games in front of the Cardinals. Another strike. Quite a record there. At home, 16-5.
It's the best home record of any National League team.
That's hit out in front, and Benedict's going to gun him out. You see how Bruce went out to make sure that he wouldn't throw it into his back, and hits Perry with a strike. A very easy inning for Rick Mahler. Let's move to the 5th.
Barbecues with Rich Davis, brought to you by Matchlight, what the pros use.
You like chicken? You're going to love this Masterpiece grilled chicken, and you'll love it even more when you find out how easy it is to make.
This is the moment of truth. You're confident.
Deion James leads it off. He's perfect today. 2 for 2. A couple of RBIs, and the curveball is in there. One of the reasons Houston is doing so well, they've had 31 quality starts out of their pitching staff in 37 tries. Quality start means going at least 6 innings and allowing no more than 3 runs. Rays lead it by 3. James doubled in a run and singled in a run. 1-2. He'll be followed by Murphy. The outfield's playing James a bit toward left. His base hits have both been to right. Take that for strategy. You can see the outfield alignment. Van Slyke is in left center. James just about hit the foul line with his double, then he singled to right. That was with Walk pitching. Now the 1-2. That's hit to foul on the right side, so he pulled another one. Almost hit Bob Skinner. The Cubs are leading Cincinnati 2-0 bottom of the 3rd. That Mark Grace hit a 2-run homer. And Greg Maddux is pitching. Boy, he's a good-looking pitcher. Just a kid.
21 years old.
Yeah. Grace playing very well. They got rid of Leon Durham and gave him first base. They didn't really give it to him. He earned it. There's a high pop out behind second. Federica. 1 down. Best cartoon we saw this week was in this morning's paper. It was on the sports page. Showed a couple of guys sitting at the bar. One says to the other, says, well, who do you think's the best rebounder? The other guy says, Ed Meese. On the sports page. Murphy. Newspaper's been very active here with the Braves in town. The Stargell controversy and the Tanner bit. And the Pirates' 5-game losing streak. But they snapped that Friday night. Murphy has been up 3 times now. He tripled in a run and reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd. Breaking ball. 1-2. The Braves have a half dozen hits, the Pirates 4. Chris Carpenter won his first game, the youngster from Gainesville. Won on Thursday at Wrigley Field. That's where we're going tomorrow. Grounded to short. Scott Medvin knocked off 5 in a row. That's what you're supposed to do when you're a middle relief pitcher. Here's Gerald Ferris. Ferry is doubled in a run and grounded out. Home again next weekend. Be good to get back. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday against the Cardinals. Pete's been gone for about a month. He's got to buy some more clothes in Chicago. He's our foreign ambassador. Hit foul off to the left.
I'm 36 miles ahead of Skip in our frequent flyer contest.
1 ball, 1 strike. Ferry's hit safely now in 12 straight games. Looks like Alex Karras there in that front row. Up the middle, base hit. Perry with a single. That's the first hit by the Braves since back in the second when they scored a run. They have a total of 7. Now Oberkfell, who has a 6-game hitting streak, he's walked and he's grounded out. They purposely passed him in the first, and then Benedict hit the chalk line on the right side for 2. 2 runs scored, and he got himself a double. Two outs. Gerald lulls you sometimes. Oops, he almost got lulled himself. He was going on that.
I think he was too. He had taken that first little half step towards second, but was still able to get back.
He runs faster than he appears to be running. Perry's got good speed, and he reads the pitchers well. He's kind of a big guy. A lot of your base stealers are smaller. They look like they're running faster, but Perry is covering that ground. Fastball over. We have to wait a little bit on Dutch Renner as he does his pivot and then points at somebody. A ball's 1 strike as they split the screen. Perry gets 1 foot on the artificial turf. He is going. They pitch out and throw too high. And LaValliere, who has a good ratio to throwing out runners, has been high today, and Perry gets his 12th stolen base.
Same kind of throw that LaValliere made back in the first inning on Albert Hall. Perry gets a good jump. Medvin very deliberate going toward the plate, and even though the pitch out was on, Gerald able to get in there with his 12th steal of the year. By all rights, LaValliere should have gunned him down. He was in perfect position to throw him out.
Oh yeah, anytime you pitch out and the guy throws it out there, you should nail him. Oberkfell now with a runner in scoring position. Takes the curve low.
Pirates not having the same success this year throwing out base stealers they did last year. That's 47 stolen bases now for Pirate opponents, and only 15 caught stealing. Last year it was about 54% success and 46% thrown out.
Boy, that is high too when you throw out that many, 54%. You throw out 35 to 40%. You've done a great job. With that stat, you can see that Obi needs one. A hit with a runner in scoring position and a 2-out hit to boot. And the pitch is high. 2 balls and a strike. Red Sox now leading California 7-4. They go to the 6th. They flash up the scores and also how the runs were scored on their matrix. There's a hit to left center field. And Oberkfell might have that RBI. The front of the plate. He's out. A great throw by Andy Van Slyke. Gets Perry. I didn't think they had a chance on him, but give him credit. We'll look at it again going out. A base hit to left center. Perry, with 2 outs, is on the run. Van Slyke throws toward the plate, even though the throw is up the line a bit, and a great play by LaValliere playing that bounce and tagging out Perry coming by.
Here's another look at that play that ended the top half of the inning. You're going to see a great play made here by the catcher. The throw by Van Slyke just a little bit up the line, but LaValliere did a great job there just holding on to the ball. You can see Gerald Perry kind of push his arms out there trying to knock the ball out of the glove of LaValliere, but he held on.
And Medvin will bat for himself. It was a great play by the Pirate catcher because He went up the line, and Perry hadn't started his slide. There's a bounce at the third. Should be out number 1, and it is. Great throw by Van Slyke, because Perry will seldom be thrown out from second base trying to score on a single with 2 outs, because he has nothing to wait on. He can break as soon as contact is made. Hit Barry Bonds.
This is a very strong outfield defensively. Van Slyke was a right fielder when he was with the St. Louis Cardinals, so you know he's got a good throwing arm. Barry Bonds, the left fielder, covers an awful lot of ground. He's a center fielder. Naturally, they've moved him over to left, so they've got a lot of talent out there in the Pirate outfield.
Plenty of speed, too. Here's Bonds. The Hawks are trailing by 2 with 2 minutes to go against Boston. Curve strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just off the corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bonds is 0 for 2 today. Grounded out twice. He reached on a fielder's choice in the third and later scored. Good fastball. 2-2. Mailer's trying to win his 4th game in a row. He started the year losing the first 4. Trying to even it now. On the inside corner, call strike 3. Bonds is caught looking.
Rick came back with a fastball. Nailed that inside corner. 3rd strikeout for Mailer, is now retired. 7 straight.
Mailer with a chance to win his 3rd game on this road trip. Jose Lean. This guy wants to play. He's played in every inning, along with Dale Murphy in 1988. Bunted foul. Lean had that big triple in the 3rd, knocked in 2. He is 1 for 2. Want to send best wishes to Dot Milkey and Mary Liz Ratty up in Vermont. 2 strong Vermonters who had milestones this week. Good shot of Rick Mailer. Trying to hold his pitching staff together, really. Fly ball right. Murphy. At the 1-2-3. We go to the 6th inning. Still up by 3.
Rays leading at 6-3. Scott Medvin working his 3rd inning. A ball and no strikes, the count on Benedict.
And it looks like you-know-who put icing on the cake for the Celtics. On a driving layup, it was Bird. They're up by 5.
1-1 the count now on Benedict.
About 20 seconds left in the Celtic game.
Medvin ahead in the count now, 1-2. He almost comes sidearm on occasions. Little tap right back to the pitcher. That's out number 1 in the top half of the 6th. Now second baseman Ronnie Gant, who's 0 for 2. He has grounded out to short both times up.
This guy is doing just what a manager wants a middle relief pitcher to do. Get in a ball game, hold the other side, and see if we can score some runs. He has done that, but by the same token, Mailer has held the Pirates in the last 2 innings.
Medvin to Gant. 1 ball, no strikes. Ronnie Gant seeing a steady diet of breaking balls away since coming up from Richmond. That's a pitch he's going to have to learn to handle.
Virgil seeing the same thing. More so than ever.
2-0 the count. Word gets around when there is a pitch that you have difficulty with. That's what those advanced scouts are all about. Fouled away, 2-1.
Well, we've talked about it before, but a kid can hit .350 in the minor leagues, and if he's got a weakness, They don't hit that weakness that often in the minor leagues. They don't have that many major league pitchers that can hit it on the spot. And you get up here, and all of a sudden you got to go to Houston, and you face Nolan Ryan and Mike Scott and people like that, and Deshays, and face 3 or 4 good starters. They say you can't hit the ball away. You're in deep trouble.
There's the 2-1. And that fastball caught the outside corner, 2-2. In fact, the Dodgers, one of the few teams that I've seen do this, they will come out to the ballpark early and work with hitters on specific pitch locations. Joe Ferguson, who throws batting practice for the Dodgers, very good at that. If they want to work on pitches down and away, he'll throw them down and away all afternoon long. That one down and away, strikes out right again.
Right, and so if Ronnie has some problems with the pitch away, and most hitters, if they're good hitters, and he's been a good hitter in the minor league, will look at this breaking ball go away. They will learn how to hit this pitch. That one went down. It looked like something other than a curveball, but he didn't have any success with it. Here's Mailer.
Mailer has struck out and fouled out. And he chased that one, 0-1.
Maybe our scouting system, maybe Bobby does this, Bobby Cox and Paul Snyder. I don't know. I've said it before, but what I would do in the minor leagues, I would keep one special statistic. Let's make it 2 special statistics. I would look at my minor league hitters and see how they hit against the best pitchers or future major leaguers at the AAA level. How do they hit against those good guys?
The 0-2 to Mailer. He's called out on strikes. A 1-2-3 inning for Medvin. 2 strikeouts, his first 2 of the game. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. The Braves holding on to a 3-run lead.
Find out how the hitters do against the best pitchers in the league, and then turn it around. And if you got a pitcher that's having a good year, check out with your scouts, go over the best hitters in, say, the International League. How does our pitcher fare against the best hitters?
There's another Andy Van Slyke base hit against Rick Mailer. He is now batting over 500 in his career. He is 15 for 29.
Well, he was in a slump when we came to town. He wasn't hitting anything. In fact, I think he had an 0-for going, and it was 0 for 17 coming in a Friday night's game.
That's the 5th hit of the game off of Mailer, and it brings up Bobby Bonilla, who was fly to center and struck out. Ball 1 inside. Got a note from the Pirate clubhouse before the game. Tommy Sant, the first base coach of the Pittsburgh Pirates, his son plays on the Wilson High School baseball team in Portland, Oregon. They're on their way to the state playoffs. He wants to wish him well.
Tommy was a professional baseball player. Mailer balked.
So the balk will send Van Slyke to second. There's one other graduate of Wilson High School in Portland, Oregon, who's had a pretty good major league career. His name is Dale Murphy.
I would say. See if he stops. No, he didn't stop.
So the count remains 1-0. Van Slyke now down at second, and the Braves bullpen will go to work. Two 2-0. Cut 2-1 to count. Six runs on 8 hits for Atlanta, 3 runs, 5 hits for the Pirates. Braves got all their runs early, 5 in the first, 1 in the second. Pirates came back with 3 in the third. And they're trying to do some more damage here in the bottom of the 6th with Van Slyke down at second after a leadoff single and a balk committed by Rick Mailer. 2-2 now on Bonilla.
Oh, someone got hit. Down on the right side. They're carrying a youngster, a baby, I believe. Got hit with that last ball.
That can upset a hitter when something like that happens.
You could see Bonilla walking around down there. He was watching all of it. The ball bounced in about the third row. And the lady was holding a baby, and I believe the baby was hit with the ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Now Benedict and Mailer having difficulty getting together on the pitch. Charlie Palaio working in the Atlanta bullpen. You know about the problems that Zane Smith is having. Palaio has been having a little tenderness in his right shoulder.
He's thrown a lot. In fact, the members of the bullpen, all of them have thrown a lot this year.
Now we're ready for the 2-2 pitch. And the count full now on Bonilla. Pirates trying to get back in this game. Another balk has been called against Mailer. Van Slyke moves to third.
Count stays the same. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch does not count. 2 balks in a row by Mailer.
Strike 3 call. Bonilla can't believe it. Second time he's been caught looking, and the pitch has been in about the same spot each time. 4th strikeout for Mailer on the afternoon.
I think if we look at this pitch, we'll see that it's on the inside corner. Right on the inside corner for the strike 3 call.
So now with 1 out, the runner at third, Sid Bream, the hitter. Bream has doubled and hit into a 6-4 force play.
That was good pitching by Mailer. Hit that spot, and he's in there again. Trying to get a strike on Bream.
But he missed a little high with that one. 1 ball, no strikes. That evens the count, 1-1. Bream sharing first base this year with Randy Milligan.
And then you look at the numbers and you wonder why, because Bream is hitting better against left-handed pitching than he is right. A lot better. And Milligan's hitting a right-handed hitter. He's hitting better against right-handed pitching than he is lefty. But I know it's only about the 40th game, but still.
That is unusual. 2-1 the count now on Sid Bream. Andy Van Slyke now at third. He singled to open the inning, moved to second on a balk, moved to third on a balk. The major league record for balks in one season has already been surpassed. 2-2 the count.
And it was Mailer that committed the balk in that long game in St. Louis to set the record.
Been quite a bit of controversy about all the balks called this year. A lot of very critical columns being written.
I think Dave Stewart leads baseball in balks.
Shallow center field. Let's see if anybody can get to it. Nope, it's going to drop for a base hit. Van Slyke will score. Heading for second is Bream, and he's in with a sliding double. It is 6-4.
It's the old, I'd rather be lucky than good. Because here's a little pop fly double. Nobody could catch up to it. Everybody converged, and then you've got to play it safe because it'll bounce over your head. Look at that ball kick off to Albert's right. They've got another run, and the tying runs at the plate.
13 RBIs in the year now for Sid Bream. Still only 1 out. R.J. Reynolds, the batter, is grounded out and struck out. 0-1 the count. Pirates now with 6 hits. Bream now with 11 doubles. 12 doubles. He had 1 in the second inning. That just missed. The count even. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Boston beat the Hawks by 2, 118, 116. The last 2 games won by the Celtics by a total of 4 points. Unbelievable.
Mailer ready for the 1-1. And that caught the corner. It's 1-2. The only games the Braves have won on this road trip, that 19-inning game in St. Louis last weekend. Mailer the winning pitcher there, and then they won 1 game in the Cincinnati series. Mailer was the winning pitcher there. Trying to hold on here with a 2-run lead. The 1-2. Tried to nail that inside corner again, but missed inside. 2-2. Bob Kipper up in the Pirate bullpen. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. In the hole, Thomas gets a glove on it, going to third, but not in time. Good play by Andres Thomas. That may have kept the run from scoring. But it'll be an infield hit for R.J. Reynolds.
You've heard us talk about catchers giving a signal to knock the ball down and keep it in the infield. That's just what Thomas did, and he was hoping that the runner would overslide third, but Bream didn't. But a beautiful play by Thomas. That saved a run. Runners first and third. Here's LaValliere.
LaValliere has grounded out to second and popped out to second. In this ballpark this year, LaValliere hitting .396. He's 19 for 48.
LaValliere, who reminds you a lot of Smokey Burgess. He's built just like him, left-handed batter, is a prime prospect for a double play because he doesn't run, but they need to get a grounder.
And there it is to short. Thomas to second, 1. Gadd on to first. The double play is turned, and Rick Mailer is out of some real hot water. There in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Pirates have to settle for 1. We go to the 7th. 6-4 Atlanta. NBA playoff coverage on the Superstation resumes tomorrow night. Game 1 of the Dallas Mavericks-LA Lakers series. Bob Neal, Steve Jones will have that one for you. And then on Wednesday, Skip, you'll be happy to know you'll be in Boston for Game 1 of the Detroit-Boston best-of-7 series. You and Rick will work that one, Rick Barry. And then the second game of the Dallas-LA series will follow that with Bob Neal and Steve Jones.
Well, the Atlanta Hawks gave them their best shot this afternoon, but Larry Bird was just, he said that they had no chance, and then he put his money where his mouth was.
Albert Hall, Andres Thomas, Deion James due up here in the 7th. Braves leading at 6-4. Scott Medvin has done his job. He has worked 3 scoreless innings of relief. Hall has walked, grounded out to first, grounded out to second. Okay, we just got word from downstairs that little baby that got hit by that foul ball is all right. The baby got hit in the shoulder. Nothing wrong. It's a little bruise. It is a frightening moment, though, when something like that happens.
Man.
Good changeup. The count 0-2. 6 runs, 8 hits for the Braves. 4 runs, 7 hits for the Pirates. Braves trying to hold on and win a game in this series. Something off speed again. 3rd straight strikeout for Medvin.
Looked like a fastball tailing away a little bit. Hall knew it.
Andres Thomas has a double in 3 at-bats. That came back in the 2nd inning. Ball 1 to count. This is the kind of an outing that a pitcher on the fringe, which a pitcher like Scott Medvin is, he's the 10th man in the staff, and he knows it. This can really solidify a spot on the pitching staff. When you get called up from the minor leagues, and you're the 10th man in the staff, you're going to work in long relief, usually with the team behind, and you've got to go out and have an outing like he's having. If you don't, next change that's made, you find yourself back in the minors. Lean cannot get to that one. Andres Thomas has his 2nd hit. The 3rd hit off of Medvin. The 9th hit of the game for Atlanta. And it brings up Deion James, who was doubled, singled, and popped out. James is driven in 2.
Left fielder, Deion James.
Thomas chased back. Thomas has not attempted a stolen base this year. Activity in the Pirate bullpen. Left-hander Bob Kipper up again. And it looks like Jeff Robinson has joined him down there. Robinson, the right-hander. Nothing and 1 the count now on Deion James. Again, Thomas chased back. Braves try to snap a 3-game losing streak. Pirates trying for the series sweep. Just missing outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Deion James getting that batting average back up where it should be. He's up to 275 now. Again, Thomas chased back. Deion James has not done quite as much experimenting with his batting stance this year as he did last year. Last year, it seemed like almost every week he was trying something new, and whatever he tried always worked. This year, he's been fairly consistent with that upright stance. Again, Thomas chased back. Here's the 1-1. Grounded toward short. Should be 2. Pedrique will take it himself. And the double play takes care of the Braves in the top half of the 7th. We go to the bottom half. 6-4 Atlanta.
Budweiser and Bud Light join with USA Today to give baseball fans something new. Now, for the first time, you can also pick up an official All-Star fan ballot free wherever you pick up Bud or Bud Light. Vote for your favorite Major League players. Then, test your baseball trivia and win valuable prizes.
Answers are in USA Today every day.
So fans, settle back with a cold Bud or Bud Light. Vote for your favorite All-Stars and be part of a baseball tradition.
If you're like me, you want your engine to perform. That's why you and I both need Quaker State with QSX. No other oil runs cleaner or fights sludge better. And it's the same Quaker State you buy right off the shelf.
The big Q stands for quality. Always has, always will.
My athlete's foot kept flaring up. I'd put it out and it'd just flare up again. Then my doctor told me about Tinactin. It cures recurring athlete's foot. Use it regularly, and it'll keep the fire from coming back.
Tinactin puts the fire out for good.
World driving champion Jackie Stewart demonstrates how Scorpio offers all the performance you expect from a German touring sedan. Now, Jackie demonstrates one way Scorpio performs like no other German touring sedan. Scorpio, German performance you can be comfortable with at select Lincoln Mercury dealers.
Monday night, it's Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Dallas aims to lasso the championship drive of Los Angeles. 10:30 Eastern on the Superstation, Monday.
The only office with a window here in the Pittsburgh Pirates organization belongs to Richard Anderson, former general manager of the Richmond Braves. Now works for the Pittsburgh Pirates and does a great job for them. Pedrique taking a called strike.
He's in the money, sailing around town in a big luxury car, really going good.
Little pop-up first base side, foul territory. Gerald Perry. One away.
Richard's a good man. We miss him in the Atlanta organization.
Now we're going to get a pinch hitter. Darnell Coles will bat for Medvin. Coles at .231. He has a homer and 12 RBIs. He has been fighting an injury problem. He has a strained calf muscle. They almost put him on the disabled list, but they decided to not take him out of action that long, hoping that he can get back in the lineup. Braves bullpen, Charlie Palaio, the right-hander, Paul Ossenmacher, the lefty. 6-4 Atlanta, Rick Mailer. Trying to hold on to that lead in his 4th game of the year. That just missed outside. Count even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Coles, another of the players acquired by Sid Thrift.
He come over for Terry Harper?
Jim Morrison.
Morrison.
From the Detroit Tigers.
How did Terry get over there? Do you remember?
I think he was just released and signed by Detroit, or did they deal him?
I can't recall.
I believe it was just a release or a waiver deal.
Last I saw, he was really struggling in the Japanese league, not hitting at all.
Yes, he's playing for that same Yakult team that Bob Horner played for, hitting under 200. A ball and 2 strikes on Darnell Coles. 2-2 the count. See, Steve Carlton is thinking about giving Japanese baseball a try.
But are the Japanese thinking about giving him a try?
Here's the 2-2. Into left field. James broke the wrong way. Has a long run to recover, but he does. James took about 3 steps back that time before he broke in on the ball.
One of those where the bat was broken and it sounded like it was hit much better than it was. And sometimes outfielders react to sound as much as they do to sight.
So 2 men are out now in the bottom of the 7th. Barry Bonds will step in. He is grounded out to first, hit into a 3-6 force play, and struck out. And this should end the bottom half of the 7th. Andres Thomas. For out number 3. Rick Mailer gets him 1, 2, 3. We go to the 8th. Still 6-4 Atlanta.
My husband Ted used to be the world's worst barbecuer until we got this Char-Broil gas grill. Now he's a regular barbecue genius. You see, a Char-Broil has this flare fighter system that helps him control his habit of burning expensive meat. But the real secret is these charcoal briquettes. Only Char-Broil gas grills have them. They give everything Ted cooks a real charcoal taste. Yep, real charcoal taste. And 3 nights a week out of the kitchen, he's not the only genius in this family.
Mitsubishi knows you want a truck to be tough. But we also know you want more for your money. Mitsubishi Mighty Max trucks give you more. Up to 2.6 liters of power, a 5-speed stick, more standard features for less than Toyota, Nissan, or Mazda. Even the lowest priced macro cab. The new Mitsubishi Mighty Max trucks. Mitsubishi, suddenly the obvious choice.
Before we go to the 8th inning, let's check out the Mitsubishi scoreboard in the National League. Cubs behind Greg Maddux again. Mark Grace a home run leading Cincinnati. Houston has Jim Deshaies going against John Tudor in that game. The other National League games all on the West Coast and all getting underway a little later. In the American League, John Candelaria has a shutout going in the 8th inning over Oakland. Boston leading California Brian Downing a home run in the game for the Angels. Baltimore has a 4-0 lead. Larry Sheets and Cal Ripken have homered in that game for the Orioles. Detroit leads Chicago behind Walt Terrell. Milwaukee just struck for 4 runs in the second to grab a 4-1 lead over Toronto. Kansas City 2-1 over Cleveland. Ted Power getting a start in that game for the Royals. And Minnesota, Texas just underway. The Rangers have taken an early lead. Dale Murphy will lead off the 8th for Atlanta against the new Pirate pitcher, left-hander Bob Kipper. And as we go to the 8th, once again, here's Skip.
Okay, Pete, thank you very much. Kipper pitched a perfect inning last night against the Atlanta team. Scott Medvin did his job. He kept the Braves at bay for 4 innings, allowing 3 hits, striking out 3, no runs. So the left-hander on to face Murphy. Murphy, then 2 left-hand hitters, Perry and Oberkfell for Atlanta. As we move to the 8th, Braves clinging to a 6-4 lead. Let up. A little bit high, 1 ball, no strikes. Murphy, a triple in 3 at-bats, driving in a run. His 13th of the year, 2-0 the count. Kipper out of Aurora, Illinois. 6'2", 175-pounder.
Juan Eichelberger up in the Atlanta bullpen now.
This Kipper has battled a lot of adversity to pitch in the major leagues. He was born with a disease called spondylitis. Ground ball deep short. Pedrique, long throw to make. He does. Good play. 1 out. It's an inflammation of the vertebrae, and he has to perform exercises daily to stay supple enough to play.
Pedrique, a good shortstop. He has a very good throwing arm. Even though he had to go deep in the hole, he took his time before making that throw to make sure he got enough on it.
Gerald Perry's had a good afternoon again. He doubled in a run in the first, later scored, bounced out in the second, singled, stole a base in the 5th, then was cut down at the plate on that strong Van Slyke throw and great tag by LaVallia. Fast strike over the outside corner, 0-1. Ran up to bunt, but took it, and it's 0-2. 1 out, nobody aboard in the 8th. Little tap, that might be trouble. Brame can't make the play. Tried to throw it before he caught it. It'll doubtless be a hit. I don't think that'd have gotten him anyway.
This should be a base hit because I don't think Kipper would have gotten over the bag quick enough. Gerald Perry would have beaten him there. Well, maybe not. Looked like Kipper was there, but Brame unable to handle it. They did give him a base hit.
So he's 3 out of 4 is Perry. He'll be up close to that 290 mark when the day's work is done. Oberkfell stands in. He's walked, bounced out, and singled. Throw to first. Perry is back easily. Gerald already stole his 12th base of the year. I think this is the year he is going to turn the corner and become a true baseball star. They've got him picked off here, and he is out at second. 1-3-6 gets Perry.
Braves have not seen that much of Bob Kipper. And obviously that first move that he showed on the throw to first was not his good one. He really had Gerald picked off here. Gerald broke too soon. And they get him easily down at second.
The McTaggart family looking in Palm Bay, Florida this afternoon. It's good to have them with us. Ball and a strike, the count to Oberkfell. Ken's batting average slowly but surely beginning to climb. Hits that ball sharply, but right at Pedrique. And the inning is history. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still Atlanta 6, Pittsburgh 4.
Round of lights here?
If you want the one light that outshines them all, ask for Bud Light.
Let me know when you're ready for another round.
Because everything else is just a light.
At Pearl, we know there are lots of reasons to get a spare pair of glasses.
For reading, of course.
For sports, you know, b-ball.
Ooh, these go with my outfit.
Well, now at Pearl, you can get that second pair. Free. I lose stuff. Just buy a complete pair of glasses, present the coupon from Woman's Day or your local paper, and that spare pair of glasses is yours. For the best reason of all.
Hey, they're free.
Once you look through a Minolta Maxim, you'll never see life the same way again. Maxim, the world's first SLR with built-in autofocus. 26 autofocus lenses capture the action as only you see it. You and Minolta Maxim bring creativity to life. The Maxim system.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you in part by Budweiser. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you.
Jose Lind will lead off the bottom half of the 8th inning. For the Pirates, 6-4 the score. Mailer just now completing his warm-up tosses.
Something on the mound was not to Mailer's satisfaction. He had the ground crew come out and do some work on the front part of the mound.
Lind will be followed by Van Slyke and Bonilla here in the 8th inning. So the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Pirates. Activity in the Atlanta bullpen. Bruce Sutter is up and through it, along with Paul Ossenmacher. There's the Atlanta bullpen. Tom Smith, our director today. Glenn Diamond, our producer. Laurie Burns, Hal Galima in charge of our graphics. The pitch outside. Teresa Bush, our associate director. And our unit manager, and a fine executive she is in her own right. Lane 1 for 3. That was a 2-run triple in the 3rd. Upstairs, 3-0. A walk brings a potential tying run to the plate. And some guys who are capable of hitting homers. So Rick needs to throw a strike, and he does.
I think if Jose Lind reaches base, I don't think Mailer will pitch to Van Slyke. Andy Van Slyke, 15 for 29 now in his career against Mailer.
There's a drive to left field. Back goes James. He's at the wall. He's got room. 1 out. A noisy first out in the 8th.
Well, that's the last thing you expect from Jose Lind. He's not really known for his power at all. Outfield plays him very shallow. He's more of a line drive type hitter. Almost got it out of here.
Van Slyke, 2 out of 3, and RBI. Both hits have been singles. Don't forget it. Bud Light Spuds McKenzie Stein night Friday when the Braves face the Cardinals at 7:40. First 15,000 fans holding a reserve seat ticket. Get Spuds McKenzie Steins. And it's Heinz team jersey night at 7:10 on Saturday. It's a 7:10 game. That was originally scheduled for an afternoon game, but it was switched. So note the new starting time, 7:10. I would like to see him experiment with starting first the pitch. Saturday night games at perhaps 6:30 or 7, so people can go to the ballpark and then still have time to have a nice dinner before the night gets too late.
Quite a few teams doing that now on Saturday nights.
2 balls, no strikes on Van Slyke. He has yet to walk a batter. Got that one in there, 2-1. Mailer has pitched a gritty ball game this afternoon. He's allowed 7 hits. At the knees, 2-2. So he battles back and evens it up on Van Slyke. Pirates 16-5 at home this year. Missed low with a slow curveball, 3-2.
Mailer's worked a lot of innings on this trip. He had 8 innings of relief last Saturday, and then he worked 7 1/3 against Cincinnati in his start there into the 8th inning here. So he's worked 23 innings in just 9 days.
Funny, that marathon game may have been his salvation. Seems like that was the night he found the magic again. Ground ball, foul, pass first.
Well, that's the old story about take a starting pitcher out of the rotation, put him in the bullpen, see if they can get straightened out. That was not the plan on Rick Mailer, but they used him in relief because they ran on the pitchers that night. 8 scoreless innings, won his next start, and is leading here.
Base hit, right field.
.16 for 30. Lifetime now against Rick Mailer.
And here comes Chuck Tanner. He's got Ossenmacher and Suter ready if needed. And the call has gone for Bruce Suter. Fine job by Mailer. He went 7 1/3. Gave up 8 hits. Struck out 4. Didn't walk anybody. 4 runs. 1 of those unearned. We'll be back to see how Suter fares against Bonilla right after this.
Pepto-Bismol, because the pitcher isn't the only one at this ball game who needs some relief.
Were you surprised?
Surprised to turn 40?
I meant the party. The pizza.
The heartburn.
Mm-hmm. You know what they say about anchovies at your age.
Anchovies don't get to be my age. Do we have any Pepto?
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the soothing relief of Pepto-Bismol. The one that coats is the only one you need.
Feeling better?
Like a kid again.
TBS presents Clash of the Champions, Miami Mayhem. Live Wednesday, June 8th at 8:05 p.m. only on Superstation TBS.
Well, the Braves lead a little shaky here in the 8th inning. Guy would make coffee nervous. Bruce Suter on the pitch for Atlanta. He will face Bobby Bonilla, who has 10 homers, 33 RBI. Suter seeks his 4th save of the year.
I'm a little surprised Chuck Tanner didn't make a double switch here. The pitcher's spot is due up 3rd in the top half of the 9th inning. And if Suter is going to close out this game, he'll have to hit for himself in the 9th.
Mailer sits with Tanner and stares out to the mound to see if Suter can save him a win. It's 6-4. Bonilla bats with a runner at first, 1 out. He splintered the bat as he fouled the ball off. That's a funny looking play. What are they making the bats out of these days? Every time that happens now, I think of what Jim Cott told me about the year Pete Rose, I think it was the last year he had 200 hits. He didn't break a bat all year.
That was amazing. Most players go through about 3 dozen bats a year. They say Tony Pena breaks more than anybody else. The Cardinal catcher went through 13 dozen bats last year.
Runner at first, 1 out. It's Suter time in Pittsburgh. Ground ball. Gant to his left has it. Wisely goes to first. There's the 2nd out. Runner in scoring position with 2 down. And Sid Bream is the batter. Bream with a couple of doubles today has driven in a run.
This is a good play by Ron Gant. He's been having a little trouble throwing in this series. But that one right on the money.
Bream against Suter. If they get him, it's the lower end of the order in the bottom of the 9th. Van Slyke at second, 2 out. Little tap foul. The split finger seems to be working all right from Suter. 0-1. The stretch. Threw it right by him, the regular fastball, 0-2. Guess we should call his straight fastball regular and the split finger unleaded. The 0-2. Regular, fouled away, still 0-2. .64 Atlanta. We're in the 8th. Pete Van Wieren, Skip Carey with you from Three Rivers. Andy Van Slyke at second, 2 out. Little squib off the end of the bat. Suter barehands it, throws it high, safe. It'll be an error. Suter, that's the 2nd throwing error he's had on this trip. The other one proved disastrous in St. Louis.
It was just a week ago today in St. Louis that a throwing error got the Cardinals going in the 9th inning. They came back to win that game. Should have been the 3rd out. Now it's 1st and 3rd with 2 outs for R.J. Reynolds, who always seems to bat in spots like this.
They're on the corners with 2 out. The tying runs are aboard. Home run cut. He fouled it back. Van Slyke at 3rd. Bream, who does not run well at 1st. That would be important if Reynolds hits one between the outfielders. Into the dirt. Good play by Benedict. A ball and a strike. That was unleaded, and he missed it, and it's 1-2. Suter rubs up the baseball. Climbs back up on the hill. He got him, and the inning is over. Pretty stout-hearted job of pitching there. Suter records his first strikeout. 1 hit. No runs, 1 error, 2 left. At the end of 8, it's 6-4 Atlanta.
I used to think being a country singer was all glamour and bright lights. But you know, it's also hard work. And once in a while, those bright lights can give you a headache. That's why I always carry Goody's headache powders.
When whoever's in New England through with you.
Because Goody's works fast when I need it. And when you work for a living, sometimes you're gonna need it.
Maybe we should just leave it here.
Can't leave the car here.
We're gonna miss our plane.
As an aircraft mechanic for Delta, Bob Swift doesn't meet passengers every day.
Want to need some help? Sure do. It's not exactly a jet engine, but you think you can fix it?
Yeah. What time are you flight?
6 o'clock.
You think we'll make it?
Oh, you'll make it. Go ahead and try it.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much. Bob, what have you been doing?
Oh, a little road work.
Delta, we love to fly, and it shows.
McGuire's, simply brilliant.
Tonight, on the road, backstage, in concert, Elvis on tour. 7 Eastern on the Superstation tonight.
Mike Diaz checks into the game to play right field. He'll bat ninth. And Jeff Robinson is the new Pittsburgh pitcher. He will bat in Reynolds' spot in the order. The lower end of the order for Atlanta. You see the numbers on Robinson. Bruce Benedict will lead it off. He's tapped to the mound, struck out, but also ripped a 2-run double to right. A little insurance couldn't hurt, but the lower end of the order up there for Atlanta. So Benedict stands in there. That caught the corner, 0-1. We'll televise again tomorrow, 4:05 or 4 o'clock Eastern time from Wrigley Field. And then we have pregame shows Tuesday and Wednesday.
The Braves have had to change their pitching plans for that series a little bit. Pete Smith will go as scheduled tomorrow. They were hoping that Zane Smith would be able to pitch on Tuesday, but he's not going to be able to go. Tom Glavine will be moved up a day, and then Kevin Kaufman will work Wednesday's game. Jamie Moyer, Al Nipper, Rick Sutcliffe, the Chicago pitchers.
I'll watch you Wednesday from Boston. I guess, unless they want me to do both games.
Going to a place called Atlanta after that.
Speak for yourself. Ground ball to third, in between hops. Bonilla. Funny looking throw, but he still got him, 1 down. Benedict retired. Ronnie Gant, the batter. If I don't get back in time, make sure you get me a Spuds McKenzie Stein. I can put that to good use. Our producer, Glenn Diamond, really smitten with Spuds McKenzie. He's a big Spuds fan. 1 ball, no strikes. They have very similar personalities when you stop to think about it. All you have to do with either one of them is scratch them behind the ears, and they're perfectly content. A ball and a strike to count again. Well hit, left field base hit.
Wonder if Spuds knows how to shake hands.
Oh, I'm sure he does. It does all sorts of tricks. Suter is in a spot where he'll try to move the runner over. And both Glenn and Spuds are housebroken, so everything is 0-1 the count. Enough about that. It's 6-4 Atlanta. We're in the 9th. In their half of the 9th inning, the Pirates will send LaValliere, Pedrique, and Diaz to the plate against the man in the batter's box now, Bruce Sutter. Bonilla way in at third. Bream ready to charge from first. But he can't commit himself too early. If he does, Gant will get a huge lead. Low and away. The Red Sox hammered the Angels again, 12-4 the final.
Wade Boggs hit a home run in that game. That was his first homer of the year.
Tim Greenwell hit one too. That's 2 in 2 days for him. Throw to first, runner back. All the sports news of the day on the sports page tonight. He got in there. So Gant gets into scoring position on his own.
It's his third stolen base of the year, and the Braves have had a good afternoon on the base paths against one of the better throwing catchers in the game. 3 steals and 3 tries. Gerald Perry was picked off. That's counted as a caught stealing, but the 3 efforts that LaValliere has made, he's been unsuccessful each time.
1-2 the count to Sutter. Braves got 5 in the first, 1 in the second, and they've hung on ever since. We're now in the 9th. And Sutter takes a rest, 2 down. And it's up to Albert Hall if Atlanta's to score in the 9th. Albert has walked and bounced out twice and struck out on his other plate appearance. Six, 11-2 for the Braves, 4-8-0 for the Pirates. Albert out in front. Dribbles it fouled on the first base line. Four o'clock tomorrow from Wrigley. Have they announced who their night games are against yet? If so,
They have not made an announcement yet, but there's an interesting story that's developed out there. All kinds of rumors about when they're going to start playing night games.
Little Looper fouled on the third baseline.
I'm not sure what the date is, but a rumor spread around Chicago that the first night game was going to be a Friday night in August. I'm not sure exactly what the date is or who they're playing. That game is already sold out, even though it's not been declared officially that it's going to be the first night game at Wrigley.
We're in Chicago Friday night, the 19th of August. Or Friday, the 19th of August. It's called a strike, and the inning is over. Hall caught with his rifle on his shoulder again. Robinson strikes out 2. 1 hit, no runs, no errors. 1 left. Last chance for the Pirates. Braves lead it 6-4.
You want anything? How about a light?
Whoa. Oh, Bob. Could you make that a Bud Light?
If you want the great taste of Bud Light, ask for it.
Did you see? No.
Did you? No. Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
Mitsubishi knows you want a truck to be tough. But we also know you want more for your money. Mitsubishi Mighty Max trucks give you more, up to 2.6 liters of power, a 5-speed stick, more standard features for less than Toyota, Nissan, or Mazda, even the lowest priced macro cab. The new Mitsubishi Mighty Max trucks. Mitsubishi, suddenly the obvious choice.
This is it. Your day in the sun. You've got experience, talent. You know that being hungry isn't enough. You gotta have equipment you can depend on. The charcoal that brings power and consistency to your game. Then, and only then, can you bask in the glow of victory. Kingsford Charcoal, what the pros use.
Mike LaVallier's had a tough day. He's 0 for 3, 3 stolen bases against him. As last time, he bounced into a double play with the tying runs on base and only 1 out. That was back in the 6th. He bats now in the 9th. He is a fine ball player. Bunts, perfect. Overfell, no thrill. Heads-up play by LaValliere. He's on there.
Really a smart play by LaValliere. The last thing you'd expect from a slow-running catcher is a bunt, and he drops one down the third base line perfectly. Oberkfell had no chance to throw him out.
So the tying run comes to the plate again. Al Pedrique is due.
Randy Milligan has a bat.
Milligan will pinch it for Pedrique.
Milligan had a big high-priced offer to go over and play in Japan this year, but he was under contract to the New York Mets, and they would not release him from that contract. When Milligan complained about it, saying, I don't want to go back to the minor leagues, that's why I wanted to go to Japan, the Mets more or less accommodated him by dealing him to the Pirates, giving him a chance to play in the majors.
Home run cut, but he missed it. He's out of San Diego, 6'2", 225-pounder. They got him March 26th.
Dutch Rennert's hurt.
That must have gotten Rennert. I don't know really what happened to him.
Kent Biggerstaff, the Pirate trainer, is out.
Did he get hit with a foul, or did the Heat get him? Let's look again and see.
You see Milligan. Oh, he got hit with the bat. The bat hit Dutch Rennert right in the back of the head.
That's just what he needs after 3 hours out in this sun. He got tattooed with a backswing. Milligan hit .326 last year at Tidewater with 29 homers, 103 RBI. He's had good numbers wherever he's played.
And you can understand why he'd be disenchanted with the prospect of going back to the minor leagues after a year like that. He wasn't going to beat out Keith Hernandez of the New York Mets.
The Japanese team offered the Mets $500,000 just to allow them to sign this guy.
Ben said no. But he's where he wants to be now. He's in the major leagues.
0-1 the count. Downstairs, a ball and a strike. Runner at first, nobody out, 9th inning. Home run cut. He didn't get it. 1-2. Milligan hitting just .205 with a homer and 5 RBIs. But he hasn't played much. Double play ball. 6, 4, 3, 2 down. The pitcher's best friend, the 6-4-3 double play. Boy, that changes things around a little bit. Mike Diaz, another power hitter, is the last hope.
Taylor made right to the shortstop, Andres Thomas. Milligan, an easy double play victim.
So Diaz, the batter. Many of the Pirate faithful, and there were more than 30,000 of them here, head for home. look at the Atlanta bench. Diaz up the middle, base hit. They had him played with Thomas way over in the hole. Ordinarily, in a normal defense, that's an easy out. So the double play looms bigger now, and here's a guy who can hit him out, Bonds. Second hit of the inning off Suter. The other was a little bunt. That was just a routine ground ball. Nobody's hit the ball in the air yet against him. Let's keep it that way. A strike to Bonds on the corner, 0-1. Braves 1 out away from victory. Pirates potentially 1 swing away from tying it if Bonds were to connect. So we're down to cases here in the 9th. Into the dirt, a ball and a strike. Suter seeking his 4th save of the year, trying to even up Rick Mailer's record at 4-4. Home run cut, but he fouled it off. That was the unleaded, the split finger. 6-11-2 for the Braves, 4-10-0 for the Pirates.
Braves are conceding a base hit here, a line drive to the outfield. The outfield playing very deep. They want to take any extra base hit away from Barry Bonds in this situation. With Murphy way back near the track and right. Same thing for Albert Hall in center. Deion James in left.
Pop foul back out of play, 1-2. I understand that, but I think they're too deep. They can go get a ball.
I agree.
And the way this guy runs, if he hits a little flare in front of you, he's going to be at second base anyway before you get to the ball. It pops away from Benedict. He can't find it, but Diaz very wisely, he knows his run doesn't mean anything. If he gets thrown out on the bases, he might as well keep on going.
Diaz did not have a hit all year. He'd been injured part of the time and did not have a hit all year until Friday night when he got 3 hits in the game. And his comment to the news media after the game, they said, you didn't have a hit since September 25th of last year. How did it feel? He said, when you get hit, you get hit.
And he can. Two balls, 2 strikes. Foul tipped at home plate. Bonds stays alive, still 2-2.
You know, you hear a lot of talk about all the players off that '84 Olympic team that made it to the major leagues. Right after the Olympics in '84, another U.S. squad was put together. That's the team that we televised down in Havana, Cuba. And off that team, there are about 6 graduates now in the major leagues. Pete Stanisic over the Baltimore Orioles. Barry Bonds was on that team. Wally Whitehurst pitching in AAA with the New York Mets.
The 2-2 to Bonds. Oh, he had a cut, but he fouled it back. Still 2-2. He's trying to jack one out of here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out on the 9th. Jose leaned on deck, then Andy Van Slyke. I'd like to see Van Slyke bat again next week in St. Louis. We don't need this. Just missed low. Full count, 3-2. So a payoff pitch is due Bond. He's out. The ball game is over. Foul tip held on to by Benedict. Atlanta wins the game. Suter records his 2nd strikeout. 2 hits, no runs, no errors, 1 left. The Braves come away 6-4 winners. We'll be back with the totals, the highlights, right after this.
The Eastman Kodak Company judges major photo labs on their quality of color processing.
I think we have one.
Nice contrast, but is the color true?
Yet only a few meet Kodak's high standards.
Bring out the determining factor.
These labs receive the Kodak Color Watch seal. One superior photo lab is Eckert Drugs.
Right on the money.
And it's Eckert?
Eckert.
For color processing that impresses even Kodak, look for the Color Watch seal at Eckert Drugs.
But if you're captured, we'll deny any participation or even knowledge of your existence.
Sounds familiar. The first time was for himself. The second time was for his country. This time is to save his friend.
You both will die. For what?
Because you do it for me. Stallone is back in Rambo 3.
Who are you?
The worst nightmare. Rated R. Starts Wednesday at a theater near you.
Well, Sunday afternoon ends on a nice note for the Atlanta Braves. Pete has the totals.
Braves had 6 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors, left 4 men on. Pirates 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 7 left. Rick Mailer, the winner, he's 4-4. Bruce Sutter records his 4th save. Bob Walk suffers the loss. He is now 4-3. The Braves are 12-27 on the year. The Pirates go to 25-17.
And we'll be with you at 4 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow from Wrigley Field in Chicago. Peter Smith will pitch against Jamie Moyer. Now, the Three Stooges come along next, and that's followed by wrestling on the Superstation. Stay tuned for that. We'll see you tomorrow from the Windy City. For Pete Van Wieren, Ernie Johnson, Billy Sample, and our TBS crew, Skip Carey from Pittsburgh. Braves win at 6-4. So long, everybody.
Atlanta Braves baseball has been brought to you by Michelob. So exceptionally smooth, the night belongs to Michelob. By the official airline of the Atlanta Braves, Delta. We love to fly.